Hello and welcome to CBATV, coming to you from Hargeysa, Somaliland. My name is Abdillahi Hassan and you are watching the news in brief. The chairman of Somaliland's opposition party, Wadani, announced that they have lifted the suspension of their member to the Elections Commission. Speaking at his party's commemoration of the International Women's Day, Abdillahi said the party will now nominate a member to the Electoral Commission. Wadani party had previously suspended their nominee to the Electoral Commission to protest against the membership of alleged partisans in the commission. That dispute was finally resolved last month with a compromise that sees the number of electoral commissioners doubled. Chairman Abdillahi said a political agreement is now in place and an election will be held before the end of this year. He called on the public to prepare to elect good representatives to offices this year to address the grievances of the public. The leader of the opposition party urged office seekers from his party to confirm their candidacy during this month. On the other hand, Abdillahi endorsed the quota of parliamentary seats allocated for women. He said his party supports all mechanisms to enhance the representation of women. Somaliland's House of Representatives today failed to approve ministerial appointments because of incomplete quorum. Less than half of the members of the parliament attended the session today. The empty house stood in stark contrast to yesterday when the house passed an amendment to the telecommunication law with an overwhelming majority. 71 members of the parliament were present at Saturday's session. The house was set to approve the Ministers of Livestock and Fisheries, Saeed Sulub, the Minister of Justice, Mustafa Mahmoud Ali Bile, and the Minister of Education. Instead of an interview, the president's nominees took the chance to present their visions for their respective ministries. The Minister of Livestock and Fisheries, Saeed Sulub, announced that they are starting to map the fish resources in the country's waters. He added that the project entails knowing the fish species found in the nation's waters and their population to guide policies for the sustainable exploitation of these resources. Because of that, he said the ministry has halted issuing new fishing licenses. On his part, the Ministry of Justice, Mustafa Mahmoud Ali Bile, announced that the ministry is working on devolution of justice system to the local level. He said the objective is to provide a court-appointed lawyer to every district. Another project the ministry will work on, according to the minister, is the juvenile detention education system. The United Nations senior envoy to Somalia on Sunday lauded contribution of women towards peace and stability of the country. James Swan, the special representative of the UN Secretary General for Somalia, applauded the role of Somali women in the country's progress, while also encouraging greater efforts to ensure their participation in all spheres of the Somali society. Swan said in a statement issued on the International Women's Day in Mogadishu, Somali women have made important contributions as Somalia rebuilds and continues on its path to peace and stability. The theme of this year's International Women's Day is I Am Generation Equality, Realizing Women's Rights. The UN envoy also encouraged renewed attention by national leaders to the draft sexual offences bill and female genital mutilation bill as cornerstones for the protection of women's rights in Somalia. Ahead of Somalia's forthcoming one-person, one-vote elections, the UN in Somalia urged all Somali stakeholders, particularly the political leadership, to support women's representation in politics and decision-making and to guarantee that equality becomes a living reality for all Somalis, regardless of their gender. Iswan said the United Nations strongly supports the minimum 30% women's quota for representation in parliament. The US military has confirmed that one of Al-Shabaab's top leaders was likely killed in a drone strike last month. US Africa Command AFRICOM spokesperson Colonel Chris Carnes said the strike occurred in the town of Sako in the Middle Juba region. It is believed that indeed Bashir Mohammed Mahmoud, aka Bashir Qorgab, was killed in the airstrike carried on February 22nd. Qorgab was one of the most battle-hardened Al-Shabaab commanders of the group's Jabhat. Most recently, he commanded 3 Al-Shabaab Jabhat units, 2 of which are operations in Kenya, including the area of Maanta. Africom had reported on February 25th that senior Al-Shabaab leader who was behind the January 5th attack at Maanta was killed in the Sako strike. The news release said the leader's wife, who was also a member of the terror group, was also killed. Qorgab had $5 million bounty on his head, the second highest Al-Shabaab bounty behind the current leader Ahmed Diri Abu Ubaida, who has $6 million on his head. Qorgab had been a senior Al-Shabaab member for more than a decade. Before commanding the Jabhat, he led Al-Shabaab special militia commanders known as Chukta, training fighters and commanding them in the field. To date, Africom has carried out 24 attacks in coordination with the government of Somalia against Al-Shabaab this year. The wife of South Africa's first novel coronavirus patient tested positive on Sunday, becoming the 3rd confirmed case in the country, the health authority said. All 3 of South Africa's confirmed cases were in a group of 10 people who had traveled to Italy, the health ministry said in a statement. Italy has seen the most deaths from COVID-19 disease of any country outside China, where the outbreak that has now killed more than 3,500 people and infected over 100,000 worldwide began in December. Authorities say they had successfully traced all the individuals who went to Italy, although one of the group was not in South Africa. The test results of the other 6 group members were expected within 48 hours. South Africa reported its first case on Thursday. On Sunday, the health ministry reported that the patient was now upbeat and jovial. South Africa on Thursday confirmed its first case of the novel coronavirus, a 38-year-old male who traveled to Italy, the health ministry announced. It is the first case in South Africa and the latest confirmed case in Sub-Saharan Africa after Nigeria and Senegal. Thank you for joining us. That was our news in brief. Stay tuned for our full and more detailed news coverage coming to you later tonight.